dropped the oldest to the station the other day, sort of the end of Christmas vibe, and I said to you I was going to try not to let the empty nest thing kick in. It got me thinking about being happy and being sad, and how different things affect different people and how we cope with them. And a lot of people say that I'm a really positive person, and you know, majority of the time I am, but like everyone else, I do have my moments, that's for sure. And mine tend to manifest themselves by a sort of a cloud that sits on top of my head, and some days I feel like I just can't get out from underneath it. And I know that has definitely that's a knock-on effect from the robbery, which is another story from years and years and years ago, and when I suffered after that. But I definitely find it hard some days to crawl out from underneath it, and I just wonder how we do it, and what do I do? That's what a lot of people say. Why are you so positive? How are you so positive? What do I do that makes that possible? Because I mean, mental health is incredibly important. It's so important. It's brilliant. It's been talked about now when it wasn't before. I think our parents were the generation where they just got on with it. They were real, like, stiff upper lip. Let's just crack on. We don't talk about anything. For example, things like the menopause, that's now been talked about. What an amazing thing that is, and a difference it's made, personally, for me, huge difference that it can be talked about, and I can share with my friends, and I've been able to tell my family how I feel. And so I think all of these things are really important, and I think my way of doing it is, it's down to sort of, for me, I have to get out of bed in the morning and I have to know what I'm going to wear. I sort of think about what I'm going to wear and I put on something that actually makes me feel good about myself. And it may sound really shallow, but for me, getting up, getting dressed, looking good definitely is the right way forward. And it's the not hiding and staying at home. You definitely mustn't hide behind the front door. And I know that's easy to say because we've all been there. We've all wanted to crawl back under the duvet and stay in our trackies all day and all of that. But it's really crucial. I think it's the little things to me that make the difference. And I think our elders said, never ever underestimate the importance of just continuing the small rituals. So if for you that is nipping to the gym every morning or 3 times a week, or then do it. Going for a run, whatever it is, whatever works for you, make sure you keep those things going even when you don't feel like doing it. Push yourself to do it. Little things like, I love to go and get a coffee, and I know it's an expense, it's a treat, but it's a coffee. I don't smoke, I don't drink a lot, I don't do anything else, have any other vices really, so not that I'm aware of, and so I say my coffee is my little treat. So to me, I love going and getting a coffee. If I'm going to the supermarket and I'm having to do yet another supermarket shop, yet more chores, then going to get a little coffee for me is my little lift. And I know as we go into a new year that this beginning of this year is going to be tough. It's always hard. I find this time of the year by far the hardest. I know it's the weather. I know it's the lack of light. I definitely think I'm a candidate for suffering with that SAD syndrome, the lack of sunlight syndrome. And I probably should have been born and lived in the Caribbean. But then I wouldn't have got to wear faux fur, would I? So there we go. Can't have everything. But I know as I go into the beginning of the new year that I am going to find it hard. I just know that. And I've got to now try and find some ways to protect myself and to make myself able to keep this positivity and to keep going. And not every day is going to be good, I guarantee it. And I'm not going to pretend it is. And I'm not on Instagram to pretend I have a perfect life. I don't. And I know a lot of us have a lot of stuff going on in the background. And a lot of people have an awful lot worse stuff going on in the background than I do or other people do. And that I really appreciate. And I just hope that a little bit of what I say, a little bit of what I do helps. And I think a smile, chatting to somebody, but, you know, making sure that if you're feeling down or you don't feel like doing something, maybe just give yourself that extra hard push. And I know it's not easy. I promise, I know it's not easy, but it is so important to talk to people and to keep yourself buoyed up and to get up each day and enjoy each day, because let's face it, each day is a gift and it's very precious, and each day we should be grateful and learn to enjoy the now. And that's my bad. I need to do more of that. And that is, if I have a resolution, which I don't tend to have resolutions, I try not to have them. I try to make alterations to my life rather than resolutions. And last year, my resolution alteration was to come into this year, 2019, and to not put up with any rubbish, because I am definitely a people pleaser, and I have spent years putting up with people not necessarily being kind, or being a bit bossy, or not necessarily being great friends. And I'm not doing that anymore. I've spent the year actually, and it's worked. It's been really good because I've surrounded myself with the people who really, really matter to me, and I believe I really matter to them. And that, I think, is the key. Surround yourself with people who make you feel good about yourself and who love you. And hopefully that will be some way towards a recipe for a very, very happy 2020.